Thank you for joining me on another episode here of Cooking in Kitchens. My name's Ruben, professional real estate and amateur cook. Today, covering, this is really more of like a how-to. I've talked a lot about keeping your knives sharp. Doing a lot of cooking and stuff like that, the blades do, despite, regardless of however, whatever the quality is of your blade, they will dull. And so, we're going to go over knife sharpening. But first, I'd like to feature this product here. World Market. This is a World Market product. For those of you, if you have a World Market around, this is a soup mix. They got a huge variety of them. This is jambalaya. Delicious. This is some really great soups. It's still, you're still looking at about maybe an hour and a half of cook time on it. But it comes with anything that can be dried is. It's got its own flavor packet, or and then all you have to do is you pick whatever kind of meat you want it, any extra vegetables, and you will be set. This makes 8 servings. So yeah. I highly recommend it, heading down to the World Market. For those who are in Kitsap, there's that one down at the Kitsap Mall, and see all the flavors that they got. But good stuff. Okay, into the meat and bones. To start off, this is your honing stick. So this is basically like every time you pull your knife out, you want to run this along the edges, and what this does is it straightens out the wavy curves. As you sharpen a blade, the very edge of the blade is the thinnest point on the knife, and metal, as you know, is quite pliable. So as you're cutting, into like the cutting board and stuff like that, you're going to start developing waves, and it's going to make flat spots on it, which in essence is dulling it. So what this does is very simple. You just run it both sides. Some people go towards you. Doesn't really matter. Just run it along the blade. Flatten out straighten out the curved edges on it. And then we've also got these kind of things. Now these are good for if you're going to be doing something, doing weekly sharpening, like for whatever your go-to blade is. These kind of sharpeners, they come with they're preset on their angle, and they've got a honing, and they also have like a sharpening, but it's still not it's not something that you're going to use to get like deeper grooves out. I mean, I suppose you could, but you're going to be working at it. And usually they're pretty simple. This one, as you see, it's got arrows for the sharpening direction. And pay attention to the tip of the blade. Don't pull out early. Just go slow on it. Maintain control. And that'll help extend the life of your blade. When you start needing to get really when you feel like there's maybe a notch or something that's grown in the blade, and I like using a magnifying glass for this. There's a variety of techniques where you can find if there's notches. You're going to need to go to something a little bit heavier, like getting a whetstone, or I found this. This is actually pretty swanky here. So this little sharpening kit. You've got your angle block right here. This features 20 degrees and 15 degrees. It's got these little pads to keep them into place. And then this roller drum. Now this roller drum, This one, it's got a diamond cover here. And then on the other side, you've got your honing. So this is a much softer, smoother, and this will help clean the blade out and hone it up. Most knives, most kitchen knives, you probably just want a good 20 degree right here. The 15 degree, maybe some knives you might need a sharper edge on that. So you got the 15 degree here, but remember, the sharper the knife, like the sharper the blade, the thinner the blade, the thinner the edge. So if you got a 15 degree edge on your knife, you're going to be needing to sharpen it more often. And every time you really sharpen a blade, what you're doing is you're removing the metal. you're shaving off parts of the metal. So like if you get a deep notch in your blade, you have to shave it all the way down. You got to grind off that metal basically. I've never known anybody to like completely grind their knives down like to the point where they can't really use them anymore. You'd have to have knives for a very long time and keep them sharp all the time. So I'm going to give a quick demonstration on how to use these. You use this guy here. For anybody, there is instructional videos on using actual like whetstones. If you do get a whetstone, be careful with that because you can get an uneven dip in your blade. Like say if you had a notch somewhere around here, the more commonly used section of the blade, if you have a notch there and you try and grind that notch out, you got to get the whole blade even, otherwise you're going to end up having a dip in your blade. My one reserve about whetstones is they're usually pretty narrow. So it's one of the things that I like about this because you got the 20, so it just sits right there. Your positioning is already set, and I'll actually like to put the knife a little bit more towards the edge to give the tip more support, because it is, as you can see, it is flexible there. Now the blades do bend, and then you just take this. You got your diamond edge here, and we're just going to roll it right along that blade. And again, make sure you go all the way to the edge, all the way to the tip. And if you see the tip starts to move, just take your finger here just to give it a little bit extra support. And run it all the way down. I don't know if you necessarily need to run it back the same direction, but because don't stab yourself. Get one side done. You're gonna want to flip it. Adjust that a little bit more properly. Brace the tip with the thumb. So the great thing about this, it's down here. The great thing about this roller is it keeps your blade even. It doesn't take a whole lot. So then afterwards, grab the white side and give it a couple there. And always clean your blade when you're done. It's gonna be sharp. Just rinse it off. Grab a paper towel. Run it along the back end. I mean, you could run it along the front, but you're putting your hand around. So in that, let's see. Now this is a little bit heavier kitchen knife, but it makes this whole process super quick. way down. Yep. Want to keep the base flush. So you can see you're getting the not sure if I can get this to show up. Probably not, but you can see that there's that metallic residue on here. You just rinse this off, take a towel or something like that, and keep it clean. But that is it for today. Thanks for stopping by. That's your knife sharpening tips. This product here, there's a number of different, like all different types of these, but this particular one is Makosmi. But it's a really great kit. Check out your own. Find what works well. But this is quite handy and quick. So all right. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead and drop any questions in the comments, stuff like that. As every YouTuber says, you know, like, subscribe, share, and all that fun stuff. Thanks a lot, and what do we got next? No, I'm not too certain what's next. Starting a new series, history of Paulsbo history. You know, it's where I live. A lot of old history here. This town was first settled by some Nordic Vikings, so they kind of piggyback on that whole like Viking theme. But you know, if real Vikings ever came here, I don't think it would go so well for us. Anyhow, thank you so much for stopping by, and take care.